So that's what I'm saying is if you're not okay with personally slitting the throat of an animal who doesn't want to die, but then you're paying somebody to, that's generally what's called being a hypocrite. And if you're okay with that,
being a hypocrite.
All right, that's the best.
I'm cool with being a hypocrite. I like meat.
Who wants some? You want some free ice cream? Free ice cream, miss?
Free of charge.
Free ice cream, yeah?
Is it got kosher stuff?
Yes, definitely kosher. I just have to ask you a couple questions.
Shoot.
Do you know why cows produce milk?
As a nutrition for their young?
Exactly. So were you aware that they have to be pregnant in order to lactate, in order to produce milk?
Well, they don't need to be pregnant to produce milk, but it is original. They do need to be pregnant to start producing, but they don't need to be pregnant to be nursing, to produce milk.
Right, but then they need to continually be forcibly impregnated so that they can continue to produce milk year after year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're aware. Okay, do you currently consume dairy in any form, like cheese or yogurt or milk?
Not that often, but yeah.
You do? Okay, got you. And then what do you think happens to the boy calves born into the dairy industry?
Usually turn into veal.
Turn into veal, okay. And then do you know how many pregnancies a mama cow has before her uterus gives out?
Are you talking about a dairy cow or a breeder cow?
A dairy cow.
I'd assume somewhere around 10.
Okay, no, 4 or 5.
Oh.
And then she's sent to the slaughterhouse and have her throat slit.
Yeah, because we live in a very beef and dairy centric society.
Got you. So have you ever considered the life of the animal who had to die in order for you to consume their milk or their flesh?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you feel when you think about them and you're consuming their flesh or their secretions?
I'm not a vegetarian, so I'm pretty cool with it.
You're okay with it? Okay. So at the end of the day, you feel like your taste, pleasure, or the convenience?
Not necessarily pleasure. I mean, we got these canine teeth for a reason.
Okay.
Also, what channel or production? Are you a PETA member, or is this a...
No. We're part of Animal Activism Mentorship, but we're just out here volunteering for the animals.
Sure.
Okay.
Are you a vegetarian or vegan?
I'm vegan. Oh, most definitely, yeah.
Do you want to hear a vegan joke?
No.
No?
What's
No, in good faith.
No, that's okay. So what's keeping you from being vegan then? Your canine teeth, so you can just bite into an animal like raw, like.
No, that's against my religion.
Okay. What the animal has to be killed a certain way, or? Gotcha.
Humanely.
Humanely. Okay. So the fact that they still have their throat slit against their will, that's okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. And why is that okay with you?
I'm human. I require protein to continue. It's not always in the stage of society that we are, it's not always the best way to get protein from the ground. Vegetable, bean sources. So I'm personally fine with meat on the rare occasion that I have it, like once or twice a week.
Okay. But if you were confident that you could meet all your protein and nutrition needs from plants, would you reconsider supporting animal death?
No, I'm not gonna. It'd be one thing to be a vegetarian or vegan and just be one and not push on other people. But it's another thing entirely to kind of do what you're doing, which is guilting. When you just asked for an ice cream and now you're asking me if I'm cool with supporting the entire meat and dairy industry, which for the most part, halfway through, because I'm not crazy because I am one person, and what you're doing is kind of guilting me for that.
Okay, but so if I steal or kill somebody, should I feel some type of guilt or moral conflict? Like, do you believe that we have a moral compass intrinsically to know what's right and wrong?
For the most part, yes, and we can disagree and have conversations on what is right or wrong. Okay. And I personally think that it's maybe not the entire industry being okay. The mass slaughter in the slaughterhouses, not particularly crazy about that, but I can't stop that engine from turning as one person. I'm not saying that I'll do nothing about it, but I don't particularly agree with that whole mass slaughter and mass production.
Okay, but if you were confident that you could get your protein and nutrition from plants, you still would consume
I'm not 100% sure that I could.
But if you were confident, 100% confident, would that change?
Not really. I enjoy the occasional meat or dairy.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, your taste pleasure is more important to you than the life of.
Not necessarily taste pleasure. It's partially about nutritional pleasure.
Nutritional pleasure.
Nutritional. You know, people that are on the carnivore diet, how they're kind of, once they continue on for a certain point, they kind of go a little bit cuckoo because they're not getting some of them start developing scurvy, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna drink some lemon water, but my teeth are still kind of coming out.
Okay.
Like there's ways to take it extremes in any direction, you know?
Okay.
And some people go into veganism not knowing the full extent of what's necessary for that, you know?
Okay. So just because I guess I'm not following you.
There's so many ways to take any sort of eating habits, extreme carnivore, extreme veganism. It all takes a lot of research to do, but I think as a human, most of my diet should come from the ground, should be fruits, vegetables, grains, etc. But a portion of it should be protein, no matter where it comes from. And personally, I'm fine with a lot of that coming from animals.
Okay. Right. So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, but even if you could, what I'm trying to tell you, it's a choice. You don't have to. You want to.
I'd like to.
You'd like to because either convenience, taste, pleasure, habit, culture.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And then I'm just saying if someone was going to take your life against your will and they tried to tell me.
For eating? Like, are you talking about stranded island situation or just random?
No, I'm talking about we're all out here at a choice, going to the kosher markets, shopping wherever we're shopping from. We have a choice to pay for animals to get their throat slit or not.
Yeah.
Right. Do you eat dog or cat meat? Mm-mm. Right. So it's cultural based on which animals we eat, but they don't care what culture we're from.
Who's they?
These animals.
True.
Right. So to them, their life matters to them.
I guess so.
Yeah, and they don't want to die, which is why they have to be forced in.
Nobody wants to die.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying is if you're not okay with personally slitting the throat of an animal who doesn't want to die, but then you're paying somebody to, that's generally what's called being a hypocrite. And if you're okay with that,
being a hypocrite.
all right, that's the
I'm
best.
cool with being a hypocrite. I like meat.
Okay, there you go.
And dairy ice cream is kind of good in the summer. I live in a society.
Thank you.
Can I see the box? Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that's it, Cara? Oh, yeah, this has no dairy in it.
Yeah, vegan.
Yeah.
Of course.
Cool.
Because we're at least not hypocrites when it comes to exploiting animals.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Where would this show up if it does anywhere?
Where would
The video.
It might be on the Animal Activism Mentorship Instagram.
On the Instagram. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless.
I believe in discussion in any forum. Discussion is as a back and forth versus an argument is kind of lost, and I appreciate you discussing as opposed to arguing for it.
Okay.
Thank you for this discussion.
You're welcome. That's why we're all volunteers that's out here.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
You too.